Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. We are here to preview Chelsea versus Manchester United. And welcome back, everyone, to the Man United Agenda. And it is Friday, and it's that Friday feeling. And as always, we're joined by Mr. B, sir. How are we doing today?
Good, man. Friday.
Friday.
You know what that means? Best day of the week. Best day of the week.
Mr. B's all sitting there, chilling, relaxing, feet up, no work over the weekend, got football. Oh, yes, bring it on. Them old good old days, eh? Omundi, how are you doing, sir? We know you're a bit sick.
Thanks, man. Yeah. It's like in the 80s, when you say someone was bad, you say Michael Jackson bad. That's double meaning, isn't it? And you say wicked as well. But these days, in the 2020s, they say, yeah, you're sick. And you say, yeah, man, thanks. if that's what you think of me, I'm down with that. But yeah, I'm suffering. It's that time of year, isn't it? Change of weather. And despite trying to look after myself, I've caught a bit of a cold. But thankfully, I'm not breathing around you guys. This is technology today. We can meet in the same room, but you don't catch cold from me. But yeah, I'm ready for the show. I'm ready after the last game. I want to hear what Brush has to say about Man United after the Spurs performance, because I love hearing Brush's opinion. But we're ready to beat Chelsea, so let's go.
Brush, oh wow, he's putting all the pressure on you now. Brush, how you been, sir? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Been on
Thank
for a
you.
while, have you?
Yeah, last week I think.
Oh God, there you go. I went around last week, was I?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. We're gonna get into it. I'm feeling quietly confident.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. We will read out to our sponsorship as well in a minute once we get the bits and pieces up and running. I don't know if Amonde's got that on his section of his laptop at all or not, but we'll come back to our sponsor GMS.
That fell on me last week with Omondi's absence.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Omundi, Brush took your job last week.
How dare you? How dare you? I hope
don't worry, it wasn't as good as yours.
Yeah. What was the wording everyone's looking for again? What is
topographical. That was everyone's assignment to go Google what that means.
So brilliant. We will get it up in a minute. I don't know if Brush or Amonde's got the description of
I'm looking
this
for it now.
sponsor.
I can't find it. It seems to have disappeared. But we do know it's GMS. They support architects all around the country, and they sort of focus on topographical. Okay, here we go. If you want to know about GMS, it's Global Mapping Surveys. Global Mapping Surveys assist architects, property developers, and construction companies all over the country. They offer a wide range of services, such as setting out topographical surveys, 3D laser scanning, monitoring. The link is in the description, guys, so make sure you check out GMS, that's Global Mapping Survey. Thank you.
And Mr. B, if you know what topographical is, we'll give you £5 back from all those £5 you've been giving us.
and this is the beauty of it. If you know what it means that this company is going to be of interest. I have no idea what it is. I never heard the word before we got sponsored by the company there, GSM. So yeah, guys, if you know what that means, it means that it's going to be a benefit to you. So type away.
Google links in the description as well, guys. So make sure you go check it out as well. Links in the description.
That's what I was supposed to say. Link in the description.
There you go. Right. And I'm sure he'll be proud of us. I know he was watching the show. Was it yesterday or Monday? And he was all over it, wasn't he? He was in the chat and everything yesterday. Happy days for him as well. So, yeah. But guys, we are going to be talking about before we go on. Actually, Brush, just give us about because you haven't been on the channel to give your say about the Tottenham game where Tottenham got brushed aside. Just saying. Yeah. So just give us your give us your thoughts before we kickstart into the Chelsea game that we got.
Listen, for me, that was our best performance under Ten Hag and of the season. It was brilliant. We dominated from start to finish. I never felt we were under threat, and we managed to nullify two of the best forwards in the country. So happy days.
Brilliant. Unfortunately, Song and Kane was in certain people's pocket. The defender, the centre back, they said was too short and wouldn't cut in the Premier League. So Just saying. But listen, that's 3 points, well-deserved 3 points. But now we're on to another game, which we're playing Chelsea. Record against Chelsea at their ground isn't the greatest whatsoever. So let's kickstart it now. So we are going to look at sort of team news at the moment for Manchester United. I'm not sure if someone can fill me in with the Chelsea team news. That'd be great. Cristiano Ronaldo, we are going to touch on him a bit later on, the topics surrounding him at the moment. But obviously, we know he's going to miss the game against Chelsea. We also know the rumor is obviously Wan-Bissaka. There's a possibility he's not far from fitness, but I don't think he will feature in this game. Harry Maguire is still still out. Martial's back problem, but my God, my guy has got far too many back problems. You know, I don't understand with him. His injury seems like it's always it. Also, he's been
carrying the side for a long time. That's what the doctor said.
Yeah, that could be true. Yeah. And then you've got Donny van der Beek as well. A lot of people asking the question about him, about injury, but I think he's sort of like around getting fit as well for it. So, guys, let's go around the team and start talking like, let's go to Omundi first. Omundi, obviously, Harry Maguire is out. It doesn't seem like we need Harry Maguire at the moment at Manchester United because the two centre-backs there for me has been absolutely solid apart from probably one game this so far since they've been playing as a partnership.
And that one game would be Man City game, which clearly, I mean, they're a different elite
superior team compared to us.
They played really well against us for sure. The defensive partnership's really getting solid. And it's not just the defense. I think it's more the system. I've been a bit worried about Casemiro coming into the side and what that's made us a little bit vulnerable, I felt at certain times. When you do the eye test, for example, we've noticed there's been opportunities for the opposing team. And if they would have taken it, we could have been down, a few times. But hopefully with practice becomes the system would get more perfect. And I'm really delighted. I mean, we've had 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games. Granted, we didn't score in a 0-0. But against Spurs, for example, like you said, we were able to neutralise them. And there's a big question mark of whether Spurs were really poor or were we really good. We're yet to find out. And I think this acid test will be this Saturday against a Chelsea side who are on the up as well. So it's going to be an interesting game. But yeah, as you say about Harry Maguire, I think when he does come back, he's going to make himself available for again, which gives us more options. Obviously, you don't want to break up a partnership like that. It's really good. A lot of defenders seem to play week in, week out. There's no real room for them to rotate if you're doing really well. It's usually other players like midfield and strikers you can move around for a fair deal more. But I think with the defensive structure, it's best to keep your best defenders and let them play out games. You remember a couple of seasons ago, Harry Maguire literally played every game of the season because it's not good to sort of rotate so much. But he's an option, and hopefully he will come back at some point in the season when he's needed, because there's going to be a lot of games, and God forbid, but there might be injuries as well. So the squad, it's all about squad game. And by the way, can I just mention something about Chelsea? Conor Gallagher didn't play in the midweek. He could be back from illness. And they're out for them is Kante, Fofana, and Reece James. Reece James, as you know, he's out for a long time. So those are the 3 main injuries for them.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. Before we go any further, Omundi, you said that you worried about Casemiro when we already had McTominay playing in there.
Yeah, I just felt that when McTominay and Eriksen were playing, they were playing like a 2-man midfield, and they kept together. So that so they were always sort of like there. People had to play through them. But at the moment, it seems like Casemiro is sort of playing as a single pivot, and he's got all that responsibility to sort of pick up the pieces. If the ball gets through him, then people are raiding our defence. So that was my issue with it. And Fred and Bruno being too far away from him to pick out. So I think the more they practice on that, hopefully it'll get better. But I think there is a way of doing that. If he's playing a single pivot, the defence need to push up, compress the space, so there's less space for them to play around. You don't want to have this vast space where they can play triangles around Casemiro and make him look stupid.
Yeah. Quick one here for you on Monday.
All right, so big up to Matthew Bassett. He said, big up the coolest member of the show. And that's Mr. B. And he's got Mr. B, you can plug it later, but at 10 p.m., something big's happening, isn't it?
Yeah, we got the Friday night takeaway. You know what it's like, a little bit relaxed, not offbeat, but spot the ball. So I'm looking forward to everybody in here who hasn't hit the like button, hit it. And then come over at 10 o'clock to see if you can beat Talk on Spot the Ball.
Well, yeah. Quick thank you very much, Matthew, as well. Quick one. Let's go to Brush. Brush, obviously, Omundi was saying there with about the solid sort of like about the system, and obviously the two centre back for me right now is what we've been looking for a very long time. And obviously as well, we're talking about Casemiro, about the distance between Casemiro and watching Casemiro. Casemiro for the game against Tottenham, you saw how we talk about like Conte, how great he is running around for Chelsea, but when you see Casemiro, he did exactly sort of what he does.
Yeah, I thought that was probably his best game for us, and he's slowly growing in confidence. It's taken a bit of time, and we just have to trust in it. Like Omondi was saying, obviously, rotation will play a part with all these games coming thick and fast. But I think in the Premier League, we're going to see a settled team. We've got Sheriff coming up as well midweek, so that will probably be where we see most of the rotation.
Yeah, and Mr. B, you're muted.
Sorry, as Omundi said, things are built on foundation, and we've got
what you listen to Omundi's advice.
Yeah, listen. From when Omundi was talking about systems when we started on the channel, I'm thinking, Chama, what's this guy talking about? We don't need system. We just need man who can play. But we're in a system. We've got a manager with a system, and those two centre backs fit perfectly into it. You know what I mean? Martinez's pockets are down to his knees, and all he's doing is pocketing defenders, man. He's just storing them away, boy. So, and Varane, I still
Rolls Royce.
I look at him. I'm not in a disrespectful way, but I'm watching Martinez in it. Of the two defenders, I'm always looking at what Martinez does. And it's like Varane's not cruising through the games because you see him. The more he's playing now, he wasn't rushed back from his injury. He came back, I think he came back mentally 100% fit. You know, sometimes you play and you have that doubt that maybe you might get this injury, you hold it back. Now it looks like he's able just to put himself through what we expected to see last season. You know, we always say, oh, it might take, players a year to settle. Impatience is what we had with Varane last season. I do believe now, every game he's playing, we're now beginning to see the real Varane. So, yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with the partnership.
And it's all about the partnership, Mr. B. I think now in Martinez, he has someone that complements his game perfectly.
Yeah.
We saw the best of Varane at Madrid when he had that aggressor in Sergio Ramos next to him. And it's similar to that now with Martinez.
Yeah, I'm looking at it as well because Martinez, I don't know if anyone see the quotes from him today, but his hero growing up was actually Gabriel Heinze.
Mixed feelings on that one.
But you know what, though, bro, again, I don't know, but I did like Gabriel Heinze. That's the thing, though. I thought he was a solid defender.
Until he tried to buy his way out of his contract to head to where.
He wanted to go bloody Liverpool.
Yeah,
I nearly swore.
Yeah, I know that was almost a couple. But you know what? I know what you're saying there about where he's going. But for me, I look at him, and if you are sort of a young player, and I think Gabriel Heinze had probably about 2 really good seasons for Man United.
Listen, I think the year before we sold him, I'm pretty sure he was our player of the year.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah.
Look, it's like Maradona and Messi. They're both left-footed, both short, both similar players, similar stature. The same, I think it's great that he looks to Heinze as well. He's looking at a left-footed Argentine player who's aggressive as well and ended up playing in the big leagues in England and making a lot of money. So, yeah, that's a good role model to look up to. And I think it also is to say that it gives him more identity with the fans to say, oh, he's loved Man United since day one. And Heinze, it picks up both of them. So that's a nice touch there.
And again, with that as well, as a player, and I think I've said it a few times on the channel, as a player, when you look at certain players and want to play for Manchester United, that's when you go and get these players who want to play for Man United, not the players that you go out there and it's a case of you sit there and, if you're going to come. Again, when we look at the De Jong thing, like we said with De Jong's going to be one of those players. If we get him, we're going to forget about certain things with De Jong, where later on down the line, something could then pop up and he's not that committed to the club. But with sort of like, when you look at players like Anthony and who else is there? You got Anthony as well in the team who actually physically wants to play for Man United.
Yeah, it's not a necessity, but it's obviously nice when players speak like that about the club, and they've done their history and they've done their research, you know that it's a club that they've admired for a while.
Yeah. And when we talk about history, by the way, Omundi knows about history, so we won't go into the history lessons here with Omundi. So no history lesson, guys.
Boy.
Yeah. When there's no TV around. But
I don't know how much. Sorry,
his memory is brilliant, though.
No, but it's not memory, because some of the games he talks about, he was like, Omundi's younger than me, and like he's talking about games, and it's like, was it photographic at 4 months? You know what I mean? You just think, bloody hell, deep, man. Your knowledge is deep, man.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, talk about history and all that. Yeah, we got ideas for the World Cup, but there's been no Premiership, but we got some great ideas coming up. So, guys, if you're interested, the Quizmaster show will be back, and we will be asking for contestants, if you're brave enough to step up and face me. And it will be about the World Cup. So, yeah, get your knowledge in.
Brush is sitting right there. Brush is the first volunteer, by the way.
You know, I really enjoyed his quiz show. It was a bit of a challenge, but I'm sure it's going to be totally different to playing along in the comments to actually being in the hot seat. So yeah, something I look forward to.
Yeah, on Monday, I've never seen
Brenny.
before.
Welcome to the madhouse, man.
Brenny is from Armory TV, I believe, Arsenal fan. My good friend Brendan Winter. If I'm correct. So big up, Brendan. Thanks for
bit late
since we beat you.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was going to say it's strange how that obviously the hurt's gone from Brenny, and he's able to come on. But you're a few weeks too late. We needed to see you on the preview. I tell you what, the next time we play you, come on before the show, not 6 weeks afterwards when we can remind you of the pain that we inflicted on you.
Oh wow. Brilliant. So a quick one. How many? 20 people in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, please give us a like and subscribe. We're going to talk about players to watch now, and let's kick start. Brush. Obviously, Man United versus Chelsea. It's one of those games where we find it very difficult to beat them at Stamford Bridge. Let me look at the record quickly. I have got the record here actually at Stamford Bridge. Man United home. So altogether, there is 78 games played, 26 wins, 21 draw, 31 losses, and goal is, I believe, it's 116 for 127 that we scored. So we scored more goals at Stamford Bridge than they ever done, but they've beaten us. Their record is a lot better than our record.
Yeah, for me, all of that goes out the window. Both teams have got new managers. We go into this fresh, new formations, new tactics. It's there for the taking. So forget about everything that's happened in the past. Let's just concentrate on tomorrow and building on that solid performance against Tottenham. For me, the team's going to be pretty settled. I can't see too many changes happening. If any at all, it'll probably be Eriksen coming back. But even with that, like Fred, he did fantastic against Spurs. So he's thrown his hat in the ring as well. So
look at Solo smiling. Look, as soon as he mentioned Fred, look at his cheeks.
Oh, listen, I'm telling you now, yeah, when Fred silenced his critics, you know that ball where he passed the first ball to Rashford and Rashford didn't do anything with it.
That was a delicious ball. That
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. The pass was the wrong side of him.
Oh, come on, Mr. B. Your boy couldn't finish.
Listen, if that was Kevin De Bruyne, we'd be talking about it for days.
Sorry, carry on.
It's a shame Rashi couldn't finish. That would have been brilliant. But yeah, no, it's a good problem to have for us at the moment.
Yeah, and with what players for Chelsea? What player are you looking you're a bit worried about for Chelsea?
I don't know what to make of this Chelsea team. You know, they're a bit all over the place. There's a lot of rotation going on as well, so it's been a bit difficult to figure out their team and that. I expect Aubameyang and Sterling to start. Most of their threats. Yeah, it will be Chilwell, probably Loftus-Cheek on the right, I think. Centre backs, I expect Koulibaly to be there. Jorginho, Kovacic in midfield. Mason Mount is a danger man. He's been chipping in with goals as well of late, so that's I'd watch out for.
Yeah, Mr. B.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mason Mount for Chelsea. I think the last couple of weeks he's shown a little bit of form, and he's banging goals from outside the box. So yeah, my guy to watch would be Mason Mount. For us, it's going to be Eriksen. Eriksen, he's had his week's rest. He's seen Fred take his mantle and become Fredrickson. So yeah, I'm expecting our danger man to be Eriksen.
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to come to you. Omundi, let's go to you because I got a bone to pick with Stuart Marshall in a minute. I need to have a word with him on here. Omundi.
Yeah, Chelsea, a good side, no doubt about it. They'll be up there challenging for top 4. Good manager as well. Brave decision for them to sort of bring him in, but they're doing well. I think, like with the fullbacks, obviously Reece James is out, and he's always a threat. He was a problem. I remember when we went Old Trafford when they came to Old Trafford last season, he played really well. And that's with that game, I was really impressed with him. I thought, wow, he is actually a very good player. I think Cucurella, I think he's someone I really admire as a player. We've done it against us for Brighton, and I think for Chelsea as well, he will be starting. I prefer him over Chilwell. I think he's a talented player. Given the ball, it sticks. He gets up and down. He's got curly locks. You know, he just looks the part. He really looks the part. As a player, and it's just technique, everything's down. He's a really talented player, and value for money as well. I think, even though they paid 50 million for him, so you need that balance, especially with that system when you're playing that 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, whatever they play. He's so important for them because he gets up and down the pitch. For Man United, I think once again Martinez. I just want to say the other day, our first goal, Martinez came through with a header. And everyone just stood back like that. So you can see he's coming, and that was the momentum for the goal. I think Bruno went in hard on the tackle as well, and we won the second ball as well. And it went on to things. So Martinez is key, as Mr. B was saying earlier. I think Martinez is a leader by example. What he does on the pitch, and he's got that bite to him as well. I'm just super, stoked that he's playing for us right now. What a signing!
Yeah, and right at the beginning of the season, as I said, there was a lot of certain fans out there was saying Man United can have him. He's not going to do that well. But turn around, to be honest with you, right now, probably one of the best sort of centre backs in the Premier League at the moment. I know there's not a lot of games played, but he's proven his worth. But for me, for Chelsea, I was trying to look at it, but for me, Sterling's almost got a point to prove, and that's my issue with Sterling.
You think?
Yeah, I think he's still got a point to prove because obviously he left Man City. It doesn't seem like Chelsea, like you said earlier, Chelsea at the moment is like a hit and miss. So you don't know what Chelsea you're going to get. And I think with Sterling, he has got for Man City, especially for Man City, he did have certain games where he turned up against us. And I think Sterling could be the one because also Sterling, he hasn't been scoring a lot of goals either. So he could be very key to them playing against us. For me, for Man United, I'm going to go with my boy. No, I'm joking, not Fred. For Man United, I'm probably going to shout out. I'm going to say Anthony. I think Anthony will have a good game. I believe Anthony will turn up for this game, and it's going to be a game that he will thrive and go and actually create havoc against Chelsea. But let's go we need to go through some of these comments quickly, guys. There's loads of comments at 18 in the chat. We're going to read out the sponsorship as well. But can I just say to Stuart Marshall, take Fred out of your mouth. Yeah. He sent me today a link. And when you click onto the link, it's basically people selling Fred mask. He's unmasking Fred. Oh, he's unmasking Fred.
There's a Christmas present.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your Christmas present.
You know what?
Right
as well,
there.
I think it was like $1.99 for a mask.
Steady on. I don't think it's time for that just yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I saw it, I was going, "What are you doing with my Fred?" So man in the match, and that's what Bath Time said. It's all about the Ballon d'Or for Fred next. That's all it is. Ballon d'Or. Monday, would you mind going through some of these comments, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to say hi to all the 21 people in the comments? Make sure you press the like button for the Man United agenda. Appreciate you. FC United Forever's here saying it's Friday. Get your crunchy, but don't buy one. It's Cadbury's, aka Mondelez International, aka craft sponsor. Buy rip-off variant instead. What a riddle. You work that one out.
Wow. So what it means is, Bath Time, this ice cream is not for you.
TalkMU is reminding us there's a Spot the Ball later at 10 p.m. So tune in tonight. Our resident Dutch correspondent is here. It's Vincent Demise. He says Erik ten Hag will work on that. Nobody will be exposed by rotation in position. So if Casemiro goes forward, someone else will take his place temporary. It's all about total football, which is kind of rotations in a way. Yes, that's a good point there. So I'm relieved. I am relieved after that, because I was a bit concerned about Casemiro, but it needs to be done. UK Strange saying, I'm at Old Trafford on Thursday night for the Europa game against Sheriff. Big up, UK Strange. HD Game saying Ericsson comes back in for me, talking about squad selection. Sorry, Fred, but need them passes on a plate for Rashi, as he was discussing earlier. Stuart Marshall saying Fred be back on the bench tomorrow. Bath Time saying he saw a lovely clip of Martinez giving Shaw a kiss today on Twitter during the Spurs game, which is good. Vincent again saying, I told you guys before the start of the season, Erik ten Hag is not afraid of player power. Excuse me, I'm all blocked up. Tunes. FC United saying, what dodgy screenshot has Yappa rustled up this tonight? I wonder. That's the TalkMU. Emma, how you doing? She says it's a good one. Obviously, we know with Brenny, he is an Arsenal fan. It is Brendan. He's saying, you're not beating us at home, though. That's in January the 28th. I've got that date in my diary when we go to the Emirates. Enough love, bros. Enough love.
You know what? Bro. Yeah, with that, I'm on there. I wonder if we can go and get Messi Lingard back on loan just for that one game, so he can come and moonwalk all over the
Emirates. Or get Nanny back to ball juggle. Stuart Marshall saying, Anthony, key man for us if Koulibaly plays. We'll say hi to Rebel. Rebel saying, honestly, I don't think Ronnie should ever play for the club again. A player done the same to Ten Hag at Ajax and never played for him again. So quite possibly, yeah, you could see the same here. As you were saying earlier, Solo, Bartholomew saying Fred is a front runner for the Ballon d'Or already. Emma's saying, why do I feel like we say this every game? It's hard to place. It's a hard place to go, and they're a hard team to beat. She's saying that for every game. And she's also mentioned about Chelsea, Kepa. He's coming back into form. Mendy's been edged out, and Kepa's made some brilliant saves lately. Have you guys noticed that?
He played really well. Who did I play the other day? He played really well against them. Brentford, yeah. A 0-0. I think was he man of the match for that as well?
Yeah, he kept a couple of clean sheets of late.
Yeah.
Just shows you guys, you can't write people off, even if they're sort of down in the dumps. And Bath Time saying Sterling did get 31 goals in 49 games for City. So you can't write him off just yet, even though he's having a bit of a drought at the moment. Leave it there. Before we do, just say hi to Stumpy. He was always coming in late, but he does arrive eventually.
And then last thing for you, Armando, before we move on to the next topic.
Well, I'm going again for our global mapping survey. That is our sponsor here at the Man United Agenda. If you don't know what they are, it's all about global mapping surveys. They assist architects, property developers, and construction companies all over the world and the country, and they offer a wide range of services, such as setting out topographical surveys, 3D laser scanning, monitoring. The link is in the description. Thank you.
Yeah, and the reason I asked you to do that, Armando, because I see he put a comment in about Ronaldo. Quick one before we move on to the next part. I just want us to discuss a little bit about Ronaldo. Obviously, I did put a poll up, but I think the poll's disappeared now in the chat for everyone to get involved with it. The thing with Ronaldo, obviously, he's come out now on his own social media network apologizing, and for me. And I don't know what you guys are like as well. Obviously, he's a professional, so he should know slightly better than probably we do. But him storming off, he's like he said, it's the heat of the moment. He's frustrated. He's not getting in the team, and it's emotional, isn't it? It's for me right now as well. It's very similar. I so disagree with what everyone's saying regarding Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp the other day on the touchline, where they were saying they've got to behave as managers. But for me, you got the adrenaline going. So if you're going to sit there and say to someone you got to behave as a manager, then don't you think sort of like when it comes to like the FA and stuff like that, they've got to behave in a certain way where they're doing this whole thing with the VAR, the decision's so wrong all the time. But with Ronaldo, we're going back to Ronaldo because I'm coming off the topic complete. But with Ronaldo, adrenaline, Mr. B, right or wrong? Because I'm looking at it two different ways here. You're muted.
I'm not going to get fined. So I will just say, I would rather Ronaldo left as a coach. All right, at a lot lower level, Sometimes it's about the team. I've had players. I've been doing it for a long time, and you have players who have the ability but for whatever reason, their attitude stinks. So sometimes you have to roll with the punches, let them go, in my opinion.
Brush?
I just thought the whole thing was somewhat unnecessary and overshadowed an otherwise brilliant night for us. Well, regarding his Instagram post, I didn't see it as an apology as such. Reading through it, I don't think he quite went as far as to apologize. All I will say is that, you know, I stand with the manager in this situation. No player is bigger than the manager nor the club, and you know, this kind of thing happens. People are asked to warm up once or twice, and they might not come on. It's part and parcel of the game. You have to just know your role and accept it.
Omundi?
Yeah, I think whether it's an apology or not, I do think there's a regret about it, because he's released a statement and highlighting the regret that he has for sometimes moments get you know, a bit too emotional, and he shows a lot of regret, and I do appreciate that. If he would have kept quiet, not said anything, then there you go. But I think this is a 1-0 to the manager. It shows, as Mr. B was saying earlier, it's all about the team and the team harmony. You can't have, no matter how talented certain players are, you can't have them in the team if they're playing the arse. I had a player last season who turned up this season and is laughing at us at pre-season when we're getting whooped. And he's a great, very good player. We could do with him, but I don't want him around, because after seeing how he acted when we were losing 12-3 in a friendly earlier this thing, you could sit there and I say, go away, I don't need you. And we're unbeaten since then. So I agree with Mr. B. Mr. B made a valid point. But also you have to respect, regardless of what you think of Ronaldo, he said sorry, or he made a statement to the fans, and at the end of the statement he said, glory, glory, Man United, we stand together, united, and we will be back together one day. That's kind of thing. So you have to give the man credit for it.
Do you think he, as I said, I look at the statement, and the fact that he hasn't said sorry is more what bothers me. That's the part that bothers me the most. And you don't expect, oh, sorry, you know, blah, blah, but it is an explanation. I think it's more of an explanation, not an apology.
Do women ever apologize, or do they make you a cup of tea? You see what I'm saying?
I get a cup of tea.
Means I'm sorry.
I get a cup of tea.
You know what I mean? Or breakfast in bed means I'm sorry.
I get that as well.
That statement yesterday was breakfast in bed or a cup of tea, in my opinion.
Fair enough. I like that analogy.
Yeah,
I'm going to stay out of this one and not all women.
She's in the room, isn't she?
Right by your side.
I got my headset in. I'm okay. I've got my headset in, so I'm all good. But no, guys, it's a tough one, and it's like what Brush said. It's sort of, for the 2-0 win, it overshadowed basically the whole performance of Manchester United. And again, for me, when I listen to ex-professional and I hear ex-professionals sit there and go, oh, it's a disgrace, he shouldn't be doing this, he shouldn't be that. But most of these ex-professionals have done it as well themselves. So it's almost like pot the kettle black. They're coming out and basically scrutinizing him, but then yet on the other flip side, they do it. And I know Mr. B said it's part and parcel of the game where you warm up, you might not come on. But I don't know. I'm inclined to forgive Ronaldo, because all he's done for Manchester United, I'm willing to forgive him. And also not only forgive him, but I still think he's got a big part to play in the season yet to come. Yeah, huge. If your boy Rashford missing them chances, mate, trust me, he's got a massive, huge part to play. If Martial keeps getting injured,
what you have to remember is Rashford is running into those positions. You can't walk into the positions that Ronaldo's in. That Rashford's
this is the thing, Mr. B. I was having an argument with my friend yesterday about this, because he was like, "Oh, had Ronnie been there, he would have scored a hat trick." And I was like, "Well, no, he wouldn't have been there. He wouldn't have got those shots off."
Thank you. You
I'm
can't
not
just
buying
teleport on the end of his run. So, yeah.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all.
What I will say, though, I do like how swiftly the club have dealt with it. Obviously, it's a big talking point because of who it is on social media and that, but the club seems to have sorted it out.
Right. And if you reverse this now to probably last season and the season before, would it have been sorted out this, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been sorted out. Like Mr. B would say, we had the biggest liar as a manager at the football club. He'd have brushed it under the carpet and said, yep, everything's fine, and it still wouldn't have been fine. But that's the thing, what like Mr. B said as well, it's believe in what the manager is doing, believe in the process. back the manager, stand by the manager, and I think he's doing a fantastic job. So we just keep believing.
And listen, look what Arteta did with Aubameyang.
Yeah,
and look where they are now. So sometimes tough decisions have to be made.
Yeah, good point, Brush.
Yeah, it's a good point. But yeah, MUFC ain't having it on Monday. They're not having followed. They're not doing it. What's this? I sincerely apologize. Oh, brilliant. So, guys, what we're going to do now is get your teams in. We are going to discuss about team lineup. So that will be the next topic. So, Amanda, would you mind going through a few of these little comments for us, please? And then we're going to hit the team. So get your team lineup in, see whether or not it matches the solo 11. And we also got a few statements to read out as well.
Okay, so Paddy, how you doing, Paddy? Welcome. He's saying the return of Ronaldo, regardless of the goals, shouldn't have happened. Niall, how you doing, Niall, as well? Sorry, I forgot to pick you up earlier. I did see you, so I'm glad you've commented again. He said Ronaldo should know better. You don't storm off when you're winning 2-0. If Man United lost, you could understand, but why trouble? But why? Understand why, but the trouble is he was disrespected and let down his teammates. That's a good comment there. Big G, that's Gavin, said, I don't believe that at all from Ronaldo. He knew what he was doing. He's playing the political game and he's trying to force the board's hand here. Alanga takes his place, says Stuart Marshall. FC United Forever said, post the lowdown in afters on Ronnie. I got what happened from inside Fort Knox. You never get any news from the inside. So there's we've got some
exclusive.
Yeah, brilliant. Bring it on. Emma K saying, guys, we do apologise. What women are you hanging around with? Okay, it's about the apology. Stuart Marshall saying, if only Rashford could put his chances away. And we've got, just before you start, Solos, team here, De Gea, Dello, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Ericsson, Fernandez, Sancho, Rashford, Anthony, and that's from HG Game.
Can I ask you a question here? How the hell did HG Game got my team?
That's
wow.
Who passed it on to him?
Surely not.
That's the team I would be picking. Okay, let's have a look then. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Great mind.
God, flashbacks to last season, Solo. There was leaks from Old Trafford, leaks from everywhere. Now your team's getting leaked.
My team's getting leaked. Come on, HG Gamer. Talk to me. Who's been leaking?
Solo.
What?
I have no disagreement.
Wow. You know, the hardest part of this, though, is Fred had such a great game, and I've taken Fred out. That's the painful thing about it. I was sitting there, like, looking at it, thinking, where could I fit Fred? He needs
and you know what? Can we just take a moment to appreciate how refreshing that is the conundrum? Who thought we'd be sitting here discussing that?
Look, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Fred had a goal that he had passed down the goal.
No. He scored a goal. It was on target. It was on target.
Just a different analysis to Omondi's version. Obviously, he's a lot more technical. Fred side-footed the ball, a back pass to the goalie. The defender got in the way and flicked it. Yeah. The second goal, which man was jumping up and down saying Fred had an assist. He whacked the ball on the player's knee and it fell to Bruno. He wasted quite a few passes. Well, let me finish. He wasted quite a few passes. And the pass to Rashford, yes, was a good pass. I can't deny that. But when Ericsson came on, Ericsson did a move that all now Fred could not do if you practiced it for 100 years. The ball came to him and he kind of did a kind of side pirouette all in one. And I wasn't the only one that must have went, ooh, so there's Ericsson has to, ooh. Fred has just got, so I'm having Ericsson in the team over Fred all the time.
Before I go any further though, Mr. B, remember the WhatsApp group you were saying about Fred?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have disappearing messages. I have no idea what you're talking about. There's no proof.
Oh, brilliant. Brush.
Listen, I'm definitely in the camp of people who have questioned Fred's Brazilian passport in the past. I did think he played very well. But yeah, I agree with this team. The only change I would have made is that one. Bring Ericsson back. I just think it's a bit better balanced. But yeah, I've got no issues. Jadon Sancho. he was a bit quiet. But, you know, we don't really have any alternatives at the moment. So I guess you have to just play him into form.
Yeah, true. OMONDI.
Yeah, look, I think the team's brilliant. That's the team I would probably play. The midfield's the key. That's the heart of it. And it'll be interesting to see how they set up. Where it's like the other day when they had the same midfield, it was Casemiro kind of deeper and Eriksen and Bruno just floating around ahead of them. It's really important about shape. I love Jadon Sancho. I think Jadon Sancho's got a lot of pelters lately, but he is a great player. He doesn't play a bad game for me because he plays football. That's the most important thing. And other players giving the ball away. We're talking about Fred. Mr. B's like, you know, saying the reaction he gets from Fred when he does stupid things on the pitch. But I think Jadon Sancho tends to do the right thing at the right time, and he's a team player. And I think once people get on page with him, you can get the best out of him. He was driving in the box the other day. He had tight control in tight areas. I like the balance with him and Anthony. They're both similar kind of players, you know, but they both can really sort of cause problems, even though they're not the fastest. But you've got Rashford up there as well to do the running and to have that sort of rapid speed. But yeah, I like the team, Solo. I think you've done really well.
You know what? Yeah, I'm upset. Not one of you guys actually wanted Fred in this team. I'm not happy at all. That's it.
How can you be unhappy with us when you haven't got Fred in the team?
Thank you. We didn't print this. You're upset with us because we didn't want Fred in the team, but you put Eriksen in.
But what I wanted to do, this is reverse psychology, you see. What I wanted you lot to do is say, where is Fred? How come you haven't put Fred in?
Why would we have said that?
I think Mr. B laid it out when he explained about the goal and the pass back that get deflected into the goal. That was perfect for me. And I'm going to clip that, and you got to play that every day, Solo, until you're reminded that this is the real Fred. Sometimes when it happens by accident.
Also, shout out to Luke Shaw as well, who's come in and he's doing really well at the moment. He's coming for so much criticism. I want to big him up and let him have his moment.
He looks lean though, doesn't he?
Guys, Don't forget the Chelsea game's on at 5:30 tomorrow, so you can watch it on the Watchalong, and then we can discuss all these players and how they're performing with TalkMU. Most certainly, I think it's a good time for Man United right now. And check out the Watchalong at 5. Well, probably start at 5 o'clock, and get the real authentic reaction to the game.
Yeah. Also, guys, remember as well, we're gonna do team prediction now as well. Team prediction. We are going to be doing score prediction as well. So make sure you get it in. I'm on there before we work out the score prediction. Would you mind going through some of these guys' team lineup, please?
There's not many. I was trying to look out for them. The only one I had obviously was Stuart Marshall that we just discussed, which was identical to yours. So I think the majority of people that suggests to me the majority of people agree with you. Wow, look how far we've come.
You know, I remember those days when I'd mismatch the team up and I'd be like, oh, here we go, I'm going to get absolutely slaughtered. You know what? After this game, for the next 3 weeks, Fred's going to be in my midfield. That's it. I've come to a conclusion. No matter how bad he is, even if he's on crutches, he's in my team. That's it.
Oh no, you've jinxed it now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah. I better not. We've just got this one comment. Guys, get your score prediction in, please. And also remember, while we're getting the score predictions in, do not forget that we got the takeaway on at 10 o'clock as well, guys. So make sure you tune in for that. Mr. B, TalkMU, Matthew Bassett.
What are you guys discussing today?
Van der Sar, Director of Football.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Yeah. Van der Sar. Van der Sar. So obviously spot the ball, and we might have a little talk about Frimpong.
Not the old Frimpong, the new one.
Yeah, the new one that I had. I'd never heard anything about him until today, but it sounds like that could be something that might be able to roll in January. So we'll be discussing that as well.
Nice one.
It'd be a good addition. I think he's right back as well, isn't he?
Right back, yeah.
That'd be a good addition. 21 years old.
Go Paul saying here, big up the panel, agree with his teams. There you go, Solo. But it's really tough on Fred if he misses out.
Yeah, thank you. At least someone's got my back.
Sorry, it's got 2-0 here from TalkMU, 2-1 from Stuart, 1-0 from Eddie. Hi Eddie, how you doing? Away win, Man United 1-0, and 5-1 says Vincent to Man United as well. And as Eddie always does, always bigging us up, he says 30 likes, he wants more. Give it to Eddie. 1-0.
19 in the chat as well. 19
Eddie,
in the chat.
I've got to ask you, do you ever predict us to win?
It's true, actually. Yeah, it's normally a draw, isn't it? Or
he's the draw specialist.
Yeah. And on Monday, Emma is agreeing with what you're doing as well. After this comment, I'll go after that one.
Okay, yeah. So, so Emma's saying Sancho's doing what he's supposed to do. Nothing crazy or fancy. Just keeping possession, and then Anthony can do the extra stuff. And this comment here from FC United saying, I'll give you my Football Manager 23 team. I have it screenshot, I think. If you check this, guys, you got to get more involved in the comments after the show on the YouTube channel, because FC United Forever gave a prediction of the 2025 team. And I was looking at it, I was like, who's that? But she's on the money there. She's on the money. I did ask if she plays Championship Manager. We got 2-0 from Paul Turney, and Bath Time saying 3-1 United. Chelsea aren't very good. That's promising.
Okay. So now score prediction from the panel. Brosh.
I'm going to go 2-1 United. Feeling optimistic, but at the same time, if I'm really deep in the game against Spurs, there was an element of fortune in both of the goals that we scored, as dominant as we were. So that's something that we need to work on. And I'm sure you guys would have picked up on it as well. There's a lack of killer
I'm not.
instinct.
Fred's goal was a goal. End of.
There's a lack of killer instinct. And I'm not sure how we address that without hitting the transfer market. So in the meantime, we just have to roll with it, and it comes down to the system. So in the system is what we believe in. But yeah, I'm going 2-1.
On Monday?
I agree with Brush, 2-1. I think we can win the game. I'm really delighted that James is out. I think that's a big miss for them. And I think even I remember the game last year at Stamford Bridge. We were there, weren't we? I think Sancho scored on the break. Was it 1-1 or Mr. B?
1-1.
Yeah, so I think it's always going to be a tight game. But I think we've got a little spark going. We've got a bit of momentum. And let's go down to Chelsea and let's do the business. And I really hope so that we get the result. And everyone will be watching, that's for sure, because it's at 5:30, and I'll be watching the watch along, no doubt.
And Mr. B?
I'm going to say a draw, 1-1. Just because all of the other results have been a draw. The last 3 or 4 games have been 1-1 or 0-0. But I'm going to explain my psychology. Against Tottenham, I said it was going to be a draw, and we won. So I'm saying a draw now.
I'm going to sit there. I was only 1 goal out. Tottenham didn't score. I did predict a 2-1 Man United. I'm going to go predict a 2-1 Man United. And for me, I'd love to see Jadon Sancho on the score sheet tomorrow. I think Bruno Fernandes will be on it as well. So I'm going to go 2-1 United. And I think Sterling might get that goal. But what we're going to do quickly, there's a couple of statements here we should have read out and we didn't read out really, but we are going to quickly do them on Monday if that's okay.
Okay, so let's take away this banner here. And we're going. Ten Hag confirms Ronaldo refused to come on against Spurs and discusses his Manchester United future. So Ronaldo headed down the tunnel before the clock had struck 90 minutes and made a hasty exit from Old Trafford, leading Ten Hag to stand down the forward for Saturday's trip against Chelsea. Asked if he refused to come on a substitute against Spurs, Ten Hag said yes. What happened in the talks is between Cristiano and me. The club statement is also clear, I think. Asked if Ronaldo will be part of the team moving forward, Ten Hag said, yes, that's also in the statement. He remains an important part of the squad. There you go. Asked how he deals with the situation, Dutchman said, how we did. I am the manager. I am responsible for the top sports culture here, and I have to set the standards and values, and I have to control them. We are in a team, so we have to have standards. We have values, and I have to control that. After Rayo Vallecano, I told you it was unacceptable, but he wasn't the only one. That is for everyone. When it's the second time, that's when there will be consequences. That is what we did. We miss him tomorrow. This will be a miss for us. For the squad, it's a miss. Wow. I just want to applaud that.
I love it. Listen, man. You see when your manager comes out and you know he's got total control of everything. That just puts a smile on my face, man. It's
the way it should be.
Yeah. He's the daddy, brilliant. Man. There ain't no dissent going on. And if you are rude, you got loud once because there was enough for you, no problem. I'm not going to beat all of you.
Look how swiftly he's handled that, and he's not completely shut the door on him either.
Yeah, he kept it sweet.
And he's not buried him.
Yeah.
So one more comment for you on Monday before last
Hi,
segment.
Animal. How you doing, man? It says, I'm back at the beginning, but I just found out Chelsea haven't beat Man United in the league since 2017. Crazy.
It's been draws. Most of them been draws.
Eddie saying, laughing at Mr. B, saying you were predicting draws too, and you were coming at me. There you go. I was going to say that. Hypocrite warning. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, I like this guy. Is it by Iqbal? Yes. So Man United confirmed squad travelling to face Chelsea. The match will kick off at 5:30, as we said earlier. Watch along, and it's the final Premier League fixture on a Saturday. Given the squad a rest before they resume the Europa League action at Old Trafford on the 27th against Sheriff, which one of our guys will be there. Isn't that right, Stuart? I think you go. Among UK Strains. UK Strains. Yeah. Among the travelling squads is Christian Eriksen, who missed United with weekend clash with Newcastle and made only a short second half cameo against his former club, Tottenham Hotspur. Young players Zidane, Iqbal, Pelestri and Garnacho are also with the squad. Anthony Elanga was not alongside his teammate, but is still expected to make the journey. Confirmed United squad members. Here we go. Three keepers, De Gea, Heaton and Dubravka. Defenders would be Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Lindelof, Malacia and Shaw. There's absence there of Wan-Bissaka. A few people talking about him coming back from injury. Midfield is Fernandes, Fred, Casemiro and Eriksen. Tommy and Iqbal. And attackers are Anthony, Sancho, Rashford, Garnacho and Pelestri.
Brilliant. So that's it, guys. Let's do last one. We got a comment here, guys, and that is Thomas Mitchell, who'll be on the 10 o'clock show as well.
I'll see you soon, Thomas.
Thomas Mitchell. Well done. I'll be
back.
tuning in. Make sure you tune in at 10 p.m. Thomas Mitchell, I haven't heard from you for ages. He's our Northern Ireland correspondent, and he'll be on the Friday night takeaway. He's saying big up to you, Thomas.
Big up. So, Brush, I always do this, but you know what? I know what you're going to say. Where can we find you, Brush?
You can find me on Twitter at Brushy87, all capitals. And yeah, you can find me here. I'll be popping in. If I'm not on stream, I'll be in the comments.
There you go. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Practice all Friday nights now, isn't it, for you, Brush?
Yeah, pretty much.
Friday night slot for Brush.
Best night of the week. I keep saying it.
Yeah, and then I go to kick back and watch the takeaway.
Brilliant. So, guys, make sure 18 in the chat. If you haven't yet hit that like button, make sure you do 33 likes at the moment. 33 likes. And remember, as what Armando said, get involved in the YouTube chat as well, guys. The conversation do carry on. FC United forever. She's always there, and so is Bill Baggio as well. Make sure you always hit the comments up as well, guys. From us, takeaway at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
And make sure you're tuning in. Go on.
Actually, no. I don't even know what's going to ask it on here. It's all right. No, I'm not going to ask it.
Come on, man.
What's going on with the reaction show tomorrow? Who's doing reaction show tomorrow?
I think Eddie, message me and let me know, please. Amonde's there. I think Pat Lawless should be there, and I can't remember if it's Eddie. There's a possibility.
What time's it going out?
Well, it's 5:30 kickoff, so we do the maths. That's probably 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, maybe. We want to do it as soon as possible after the game. So 5 minutes after the game.
You heard that, guys. 5 minutes after the game. You know what to do. Sorry, I cut you off about it. Go on.
That's all right.
We're reading a comment. The new Anton Deck.
Mr. B, the new Anton Deck.
I thought Mr. B was having a Chris Kamara moment there.
What? Was that goal? I didn't know that. What goal?
It was a reaction show. I don't know what's going on yet.
Yes. You know what? Shout out to Chris Kamara because he's been up well. I saw an interview with him recently, and he seems like he's got some sort of
he's got his illness.
Yeah, so wish him well. He's such a great personality.
Yeah, lovely, top bloke.
Top guy, guys. But from us, remember, tune in at 10 o'clock for the next segment of the Man United agenda. And remember, we are back tomorrow as well for 2 shows. So hopefully we get to smash Chelsea up 2-1. Unbelievable, Jeff. It is. It's unbelievable, Jeff. But no, it's definitely big up though. So guys, from us, we're going to leave you. Get involved in the YouTube chat as well. And we will reach out to you guys as well. And from us, good night.